1, 2, 3, 4. Got that? This day is growing older in fading light. It's beautiful. This wind is blowing colder, and too soon I feel its pull. Still I took all my chances, earned myself an even score, tried to learn my lessons well. But I don't have the answers to those questions anymore. Only love can be both heaven and hell. So sturdy up your heart, for the road is long ahead. And I'll be with you even when we are apart. For your road, it's yours to tread. And so it goes, and so it goes, and so it goes, and so it goes, and so it goes. It slows your mind. I've grown old on this ocean, gave her all my stronger years, and gave my wife my devotion. And when she died, the ocean my tears. And I've tried to teach you well, son, all of everything I knew, how to live your life, be true. Don't bow your head to no one, and no matter what you do, if you start, then see it through. And sturdy up your heart, for the road is long ahead. And I'll be with you even when we are apart. For your road, it's yours to tread. And so it goes, 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 and so it goes. It slows your mind, 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 mind.
Recovery doesn't start tomorrow. Recovery starts right now. Here to help, it's Rated R for Recovery.
evening and welcome to another episode of the ongoing saga that is Rated R for Recovery and RatedRforRecovery.com. I'm an alcoholic that doesn't drink. I'm a drug addict that doesn't use. And I am a dead man that walks amongst the living, and that is by no righteous deed of my own. And you can call me Fletch. Beside me is our guest co-host today. The lovely Joy Thomas is on sabbatical again. She's not really feeling that well. And taking her place, please welcome Trish.
Hi, everyone.
And I've known Trish for a number of years, but let me tell you a little bit about what we do. We are Rated R for Recovery. We're a chip of a radio show that broadcasts around the world. You can hear us on iTunes Network, thanks to Captain Brian at Captain Brian's Off the Hook Comedy Club on Marco Island. You can hear us at podcastcafelive.com. We do have a Facebook page. Please like us on the Facebook and pass us around to your friends. And most generally, you can hear us at RatedRforRecovery.com, streaming live each and every Wednesday night from Studio 7 Cafe and Coffee Company. We do this show in front of a live audience. To prove that there is a live audience, would you at this time make some noise? All right. It always sounds like there's a whole full house full of people. We're missing our sign. Our sign's not up. What's up with that, Al? Anyway, so welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. As usual, we've got a great show lined up for you. Please, we'd also like to thank the people at 96 K-Rock DC who makes the commercials for us, and Gabby from The Link, and Mike Holliday, who also produces commercials for us, and Bob Garrett, ex of Zito and Garrett, who designed our T-shirts, which are at this time completely out of. Yeah, right. Trish, we met we met a long time ago, but you came into recovery in 2009. Okay.
So I came into recovery in May of 2009, and as you said, we met a number of years ago. And
met on the street.
Yes, as a matter of fact, on the street. And I have to say that this is actually very surreal to me. Just coming full circle and us sitting here tonight, both
right,
of us
as
in
opposed to
recovery.
sitting in a dope house?
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
yep.
that it's definitely better sitting here, I can say that. But the first time I saw you on the other side, I knew that if you could do it, I could do it. So I have to say that you gave me hope.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
At least I was an inspiration to somebody. Our first guest, ladies and gentlemen, is a husband and wife team. I'll call them a team because that's what you do when you get married. And I'm going to ask you to pull your microphones right up to your mouth and talk right into the microphone. Please welcome Melinda and Ray Starrett to the show.
Hi.
Did I pronounce the last name right? It is Starrett, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, okay. So, Ray, how long you been sober?
I've been sober since December of 2011.
Okay, and Melinda?
Trick question.
How is that a trick question?
Because I knew you would ask that. I've been sort of trying to figure out how to answer that, so I'll say this.
Are you sober today?
I'm sober today.
Good. Praise God. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That means clap. When I clap, you clap, okay? I do have control issues, so I will be trying to exercise those control issues on you at this time. Ray, how did you two meet?
Well, it's kind of funny. We met in Polk County, Lakeland, Florida, and I happened to run a house, I guess you could say. And I met her. She come into the door, and it was like I told everybody to stop what they were doing and focused right on her. And I told her she was the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so nice.
I thought he was weird.
Yeah, I was weird. Yes.
Now, what kind of house was this?
Oh, definitely a dope house.
Okay, all right. So that's how you met in the using world.
Definitely.
Okay. And what year was that? Do you remember?
2010, 2009.
Okay.
2010.
10, yeah.
All right.
I couldn't remember really.
And so you met. Did you start dating on it right away?
Instantly, yeah.
Yeah. And Melinda, when you saw Ray, was it the same feeling?
Oh yeah. I mean, I knew there was something different about him, and it was very quickly that I knew that I was in love with him.
Okay. Ray, what was at the point where you couldn't live your life the way you were living it? What happened give us a little bit of not analogy, but a little bit of description of what your bottom was.
Well, my bottom was really didn't hit a bad bottom, but my bottom was whenever they took me away from her. I had gotten into a little bit of trouble, and that's whenever I turned my life over to a higher power better than myself, and had to. I can't spit it out. Anyway, I had to change because where I was going wasn't a good place, you know.
All right, and Melinda, I'm very point blank. When you had trouble telling me how long you've been sober, why did you have trouble telling me that?
I think, and I've thought about this a lot since we talked about coming on. I'm dual diagnosed, so I have extreme borderline personality disorder, and so when that wasn't being treated, no matter how I tried to go through the steps or how many meetings I went to, when that wasn't being treated, I'm just a chronic relapser for that reason. Now, and for the past 3 years, I've been in counseling, and only for the past, I would say, 6 months are we really able to talk about that, because it was just very difficult. I come from a sex traffic background. I come from a sexual abuse background. I come from a lot of dark places, and so just getting me clean just wasn't going to work. So I quit the hard drugs 2 years, 8 months ago, something like that. 11 months ago, I had my last drink, and 36 days ago, I took a Xanax at work. And so in NA, and not just NA, but in integrity, I lost my clean time. And that was a real battle to accept that, but I do accept it. And so that's why it was difficult, because it's been a process for me.
It's a process for everyone, Trish.
So from what I'm hearing, because of your co-occurring disorders, you self-medicated in order to quell the mental disorders.
Yes.
The symptoms from that. Well, that's that's understandable.
Yeah.
You're listening to Rated R for Recovery and RatedRforRecovery.com. Our first guests are husband and wife, Melinda and Ray. Does this, that background, that tragic background that you talk about, do you have trouble with intimacy because of that?
Definitely. And I think that's why, I don't think that's why. I know that's why once I met Ray, that's when I really began trying to get clean and just be with him and be able to, he gave me hope for the first time, a real hope. Men had always made promises to me. Men had always said I was the most beautiful thing in the room. That was not unusual. What was unusual was him sticking by me through all the shit stuff we went through, and we went through some stuff. And he never left. He stayed by me. And that hope and that love definitely is what keeps us going every day. It definitely is.
So were you used to, from what I'm hearing, were you used to men treating you badly, but you weren't used to men treating you kindly? Was that?
No, I was used to both, but
Okay.
there was always a motive to the
Right.
kindness. You know what I mean? There was always a motive.
You talk. Go ahead.
Mine was just I wanted to keep her safe and keep her,
You're the protector.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Codependent?
big time.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so
Thanks for that.
you talked about some 36 or 45 or whatever days ago you took a Xanax.
I did. I
And-
did.
Okay.
I
Did you take that Xanax with the intention of getting high?
I would like to say that I didn't. I definitely was having a rough day. It was kind of a last minute. I was really stressed out dealing with all the new treatments that I'm going through. But ultimately, yeah, because I have medication that I take. So yeah, the integrity was definitely out the window.
So the Xanax wasn't one of the prescribed medications?
No, God, no.
Okay.
That was just my own.
Trish, what's your
Yes.
experience? And I need you to speak really right into the microphone when you talk, if you would. What is your experience with working with different women that all of a sudden, they have a pain or an ache or something? They take a pill. Is that? Do you consider that a relapse if my motive is not to get high?
Well, kind of like you said, it depends on what the motive is, and especially, is it prescribed to you? It's not for me to tell another person, yeah, you relapse. It's really, the own person's judgment on, whether or not they need to get honest with themselves.
Right.
It's not my place to say, yeah, you relapsed. It's their place to get honest with themselves.
So it's between me and
So,
God?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, all right. What, you got married when?
It's so funny. His mother has to tell us. You married us, or no, you didn't marry
No,
us.
I did
You were
not
my
marry
DJ.
you.
were the-
Believe
You were the
me, I
DJ.
did not marry you.
No, you were the DJ.
You know.
You were there, John.
I played
What day was
up-tempo
that?
happy music for you, but I did not marry you.
It was August 11th, a year from this past August 11th.
Okay, so you're just celebrating a one-year anniversary?
Yeah.
All right.
All by the grace of God.
What has been the biggest struggle in your marriage since that year ago?
My mental health.
Your what?
My mental health, absolutely. It affects spending. It affects secrecy. Even though they're not big secrets, I will hide things from him out of fear, and that causes a lot of.
Can you give me an example of something? Give me an example of the real
like-
stupid ones that that aren't stupid to you. I don't mean stupid ones, but that the natural person. No, that's a bad thing to say too. That I may look at and said, "You hid what?" Well, give me an example of something
Okay,
like that.
Oh God, on the spot. Well, no, because I guess it is sort of big. Okay, so I got a payday loan, and I didn't tell him about it until it was like time to pay it off, and I couldn't. It wasn't in the bank, and I quit Publix for like 3 days and didn't tell him. And then I went back to Publix, and so I didn't tell him. I didn't think I had to tell him because I didn't actually quit, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so things
I
that
made
you that and this
Random
is
decisions that I think. are-
things that,
yeah.
that we think, and we're all the same, that we may manifest itself in different ways. But you mentioned something in the very beginning. We come into recovery, think our problem is the drink or the drug, when the problem is really me and my way of thinking.
Absolutely.
And what happens is this process of recovery, no matter if you go to AA, CA, NA, the church way, whatever works for you and that keeps you clean and sober is what works. And that's bottom line. What
Yes.
works for the two of you?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Be more specific. You can't just say Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Well, really, we involve ourselves into the church a lot, and also into a ministry we have. But what really keeps us is each other. That's mainly. Yeah.
What happens if one of you goes on a business trip or something, though? If-
Yeah, she's done that. She went to, what was it, Fricna? Safricna. And I was lost. I mean, you take away my better half, and I'm.
Go ahead, Trish.
So my question is, because, hard questions here. Your reliance is on each other, and that's where you draw your strength from. But, like you said, when one of you goes out of town and you're lost, in a sense, from what I'm hearing, and this is my opinion, that's like your higher power leaving you, So what happens then?
Well, I think, it's definitely, that's why we both said Jesus at the same time. We live in the Word. We really do. Stay in that mindset, as best we can. We're not perfect by any means. But it's definitely picking up our cross and following Christ. That is how we both have made it through. It's the same with the treatment that I'm getting. It's working through it like a cognitive. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Cognitive behavior.
And then another behavioral thing.
Yeah.
And it is trusting God to have me, to carry me through it. It's like step 3 all the time.
Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
these steps that are laid out, that were first laid out by some gentlemen that founded a program called Alcoholics Anonymous, are the basis for everything out there that's 12-step recovery. I met a gentleman when I first came into the program of recovery named John Leonard, and he was a guest on our show a few weeks ago. And John Leonard said to me, we were doing some comparing some different scriptures, because I am a Christian. It doesn't have to be your God, it's just my God. And the whole purpose of the program of AA is to enlist the aid of a power greater than myself, regardless of what my conception of that power is. Just so happens that a lot of us have the same power, and that you mentioned, Jesus. So he said to me one time, he said, John, he said, or Fletch, he said, the faith without works is dead. And I said, yes, John, that's what it says in the Bible. And he says, if you're an alcoholic and addict like me, our works are the 12 steps. Let's have a nice round of applause for Melinda and Ray. Melinda was scared to death all week long to come on the show. It wasn't that bad, was it? We didn't hurt you, did we?
No, it wasn't that bad at all.
No, I'm the one that fell apart.
All right. Okay. So, again, we're going to go to a commercial break right now. And when we come back, we have some gentlemen from Justin's Place, which is connected with St.Mathews House in Naples, Florida. You are listening to Rated R for Recovery and RatedRforRecovery.com.
Everyone needs cool air in Florida. So, if your AC needs maintenance or replacing, call the professionals now at Cool Air, Air Conditioning and Heating. 239-275-7077. Maintenance calls are only $29, and financing is available for new system. Visit their virtual service center online for more details, plus comments from their satisfied customers. Call Cool Air now, 239-275-7077 to schedule an appointment. Remember, in Southwest Florida, you can stay cool with Cool Air. Not everyone has the luck of the Irish. If a friend or family member is in trouble, call Shamrock Bail Bonds. Put our number into your phone, 239-332-2245, 239-332-2245, or go online at gobailmeout.com. Shamrock Bail Bonds provides fast, reliable service. Shamrock Bail Bonds, 1528 Broadway, downtown Fort Myers. Look for the Shamrock, and maybe luck will be on your side. Get your sweet on at CW Fudge Factory. With more than 20 varieties of fudge and even more hand-dipped chocolates made on site, you are sure to find a flavor you like. Not sure about a flavor? Try a free sample. Need a chocolate platter or a gift basket featuring local gifts and novelties for a special occasion? We have those too. CW Fudge Factory, open every day, located at 4548 Pine Island Road in Matlacha, across from the post office. Visit CW Fudge Factory and get your sweet on.
Everyone knows if you want to catch fish, you gotta use the right bait. Crazy Lure is Cape Coral's premier saltwater and freshwater bait and tackle shop, featuring the best name brands in soft plastics, hard baits, and terminal tackle, plus the largest selection of fresh and frozen baits. And Crazy Lure is your fishing license headquarters, new, out-of-state, or renewals. Open every day at 6 a.m. Crazy Lure, just off Cape Coral Parkway, 4849 Vincent Street in the Cape. Before you hit the water, go crazy at Crazy Lure Bait and Tackle.
That's going to leave a mark. But not if you bring your vehicle to DHAB, your automotive rehab. Your one-stop shop for all auto body work and paint. No job too big or small. With over 25 years experience, DHAB can make your vehicle look like the accident never happened. DHAB, your automotive rehab, is located at 2534 Highland Street, 1 block off Edison Avenue in Fort Myers. So if you have a scratch, ding, dent, or bent, call DHAB, your automotive rehab, at 332-1813. Have you been considering a kitchen renovation or bathroom remodeling? There's no one better to call than the professionals at Honey's Construction. Value, beauty, and functionality. Get the right design for your kitchen or bathroom and add significant value to your home. Call Honey's Construction today at 229-4934 for a free in-home consultation. Honey's Construction's purpose and mission is to fulfill dreams and to be grateful for the many blessings we enjoy each and every day. 229-4934. Get the taste of home while eating out. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering. Open daily for breakfast and lunch and located at 2400 First Street in downtown Fort Myers. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering specializes in homemade soups, salads, sandwiches, and desserts. And Gwendolyn's has been rated 5 stars by Urban Spoon and Yelp. Get the taste of home while dining out. Or let us bring the taste of home to your home with our free delivery. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering, 2400 First Street, downtown Fort Myers.
Every Friday night at 6:45 p.m., experience Celebrate Recovery at Grace Church at 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral. The purpose of Celebrate Recovery is to encourage fellowship and to celebrate God's healing power in our lives as we work our way along the road to recovery. By working through the 12 steps and 8 principles of Celebrate Recovery, we grow spiritually and we are freed from our hurts, habits, and hang-ups. Celebrate Recovery every Friday night at 6:45 p.m. at Grace Church, 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254.
Bust a gut laughing at Off the Hook Comedy Club inside Captain Brian's Seafood and Raw Bar. For tickets, call 239-389-6900. That's 389-6900. Or visit OffTheHookComedy.com. Off the Hook Comedy Club inside Captain Brian's Seafood and Raw Bar. Enjoy the best raw bar in Southwest Florida and a menu of delicious entrees like juicy prime rib and the best seafood, period. Located at 599 South Collier Boulevard, Suite 218 on Marco Island, across from the Hilton Hotel. Visit OffTheHookComedy.com.
J&J Appliance Repair, Inc. is a Christ-centered company of 3 years. We operate our company using God's golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. That is honestly, dependably, and as quickly as possible at a fair price. That's just what we do. With 30-plus years experience, we keep updated through continuing education. We repair all makes and models, as well as install dishwashers and hot water tanks. There's vent cleaning, which includes the dryer. We're family-owned and operated, insured, licensed, and service Lee County. Call 239-440-4452.
When it comes to your vehicle, 2 words are all that really matters: reliable and honest. And that is AJ Auto Repair. Located at 15580 McGregor Boulevard in Fort Myers, AJ Auto Repair has been servicing Lee County for over 20 years. Stop in anytime for a free estimate, like us on Facebook, or call us at 432-2882. That's 432-2882. Remember, for fast, friendly, reliable, honest service, it's AJ Auto Repair. AJ Auto Repair, your one-stop auto repair headquarters. Honest and reliable. Are you, a friend, or even a family member, or just someone you know, looking to buy a home in this tropical paradise? From first-time home buyer to investor, Tiffany Packard has the resources you need to guide you through the purchasing process. Perhaps you have a home you're considering selling, or would like to know the value of. Maybe you want to build your dream home and watch as your vision becomes reality. Tiffany Packard can help you with all your real estate needs. Call Tiffany Packard at Myloff Abashan, 542-1075. That's 542-1075, or email Tiffany at MyLoffAbashanRealty.com. Feeling alone? Feeling lost? Feeling helpless? We're here to help.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Ooh, the damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone.
Welcome back to Rated R for Recovery at ratedrforrecovery.com. We have a wonderful first segment. We got a whole wonderful show for you. You can listen to us live at ratedrforrecovery.com, and you can hear past shows on iTunes Network. You can hear it on YouTube. You can hear us on podcastcafelive.com. That's thanks to Captain Brian at Captain Brian's Off the Hook Comedy Club. Once again, thank the good people at K-Rock and Mike Holiday for producing our commercials. And when I was really bad in my addiction, I was hired and fired by the same boss in radio 5 or 6 times. I don't even remember. But I'd just like to acknowledge somebody in the audience right now that worked alongside with me. We did weekends at 96 K-Rock together, and he accepted me for. He never ever judged me and accepted me for who I was, and has loved me for all these years. That's Dave Devereaux sitting in the corner. Everybody, you might remember Diamond Dave Devereaux from weekends at 96 K-Rock. And so we talk about everything recovery related here at Studio 7 Cafe and Coffee Company. They host our show each and every Wednesday night, and you can listen live at ratedrforrecovery.com. The next segment we have are 2 gentlemen, Jonathan and and Joel. They are from St. Mathews House and Justin's Place. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Talk right into the microphones, guys. What is St. Mathews House and what is Justin's Place?
Well, essentially, St. Mathews House got started in 1987 when a group of women were having a Bible study. They were going through the scriptures in Matthew 25:35, and they came across this verse, and Jesus is saying, whenever you saw me and you gave me food and you gave me something to drink and you invited me in and you came and visited me when I was in prison, he said, whenever you did these things for me. And they saw that as a directive. And living in beautiful Naples, Florida, they were kind of confused as to how that actually played out in real life. Well, as God would have it, the next week in the Naples Daily News, there was an article with a picture of a man eating out of a dumpster. And
was it me? just checking. Just checking.
Now that you mention it. So, they did what they knew best. They cooked. They started.
So it started kind of like as a ministry for people that had nothing. They fed them, they clothed them, just like according to that scripture said. But when did they start housing them?
Well, today St. Mathews House does everything in that scripture. It started there's an old firehouse location on Airport Road. At the time, I'm not sure how many beds they even had there, but they opened their first shelter there.
What a great idea. They had the beds already in there because the fire department, they always sleep. That's a great idea.
And it worked out well, and God is he's always been in it, and it's just continued to grow. And I mean, today we have the Justin's Place program. We have our social enterprises, our catering, our thrift stores, which basically help us be self-supportive.
You should sponsor this show. So now, what is Justin's Place?
Well, Justin's Place is a long-term treatment program for both men and women. The programs are separate. Both are 12 months long.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's very, very good, very good. Justin's Place, the men's program, started going about 5 years ago on respect to a young man who lost his life to alcoholism by the name of Justin. The program, as Jonathan stated, started at the old firehouse, which used to be old St. Mathews House. And from there, the program has grown from 14 to, from beginning to the end of our program currently, including aftercare, about 120 men.
At one time? Or
that are currently at one of our facilities
right
now. This is including the aftercare as well for those that have already completed the program in its entirety.
How much does it cost?
The willingness to change.
Amen. Hear that? All right, we got to get down. Greg, make sure we take note of that. What we do on RatedRforRecovery.com is we have links to different places that can provide help for those that are sick and suffering. So we want to just stay a few minutes after the show and get that information from you. You have a website, I take it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
StMathewsHouse.org and Facebook as well. Also YouTube, you can catch some videos of stuff that currently we have going on.
All right.
So how many beds does Justin's Place house for men and women at one time?
Good question.
That's a lot.
It's fluid.
Okay.
There is a maximum capacity which we can have. For example, in the beginning part of the program, the men start out in Naples. They're there for about the first 3 to 6 weeks, depending on a few factors. And I have a maximum capacity of 14 beds. After that period, they transition out to their next phase of the program, which is out in LaBelle. There is a maximum capacity of 85.
Okay.
In LaBelle?
In LaBelle.
Wow.
Correct. But currently right now, I believe we have just over 50 that reside out there. And once they complete that program, that part of the program, they go to their final phase of the program, which is back in Naples at our apartment complex where they finish the last 4 or 5 months of the program. And then they also have an opportunity after they graduate to stay for up to a year later for the aftercare at that same facility.
That's tremendous. I never realized. Trish, did you know this?
No, I had no idea. So is the final phase a transitional living type situation?
Yes, it is. It is transitional. The last 4 to 5 months of the program is essentially it's called the transitional track to transition from program mode back into society. So during that period of the program, they are practicing the tools that they've learned in the first 8 months of the program. They're continuing going through the steps. At that time, they're starting, step 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Believe it or not, 12-month program, 12 steps.
Well,
kind of works out that way.
Back in the 30s, they did it with a pot of coffee in a dark room upstairs in a matter of hours. But that's I'm just kidding. But they did, actually.
No,
now,
true.
both of you guys went through this program?
Yep, both of us graduates.
Okay, who's been there the longest?
Actually, I think we came around the same time. He's had more. He's been more successful. He stuck around. I went out for some more research and development. And
Did
came
you?
Back.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you?
Not well.
Yeah. Okay.
Not well.
All right. Yeah.
But actually, we've both been around the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second. Relapse doesn't have to be part of recovery, but it can be part of recovery.
Yeah.
Trish has only one white chip, right?
Correct.
All right. And I was clean and sober for just under 3 years. I needed to try something else again. And at the same time was very active. My relapse came while going to meetings every day, calling my sponsor every day, doing service work, holding a district position at a certain fellowship, and I still relapse because of lack of honesty and lack of enlisting that aid of that power greater than myself when steps 10, 11, and 12, actually. What's your experience with that?
For me, the part I really, really wrestled with was allowing somebody to love me. Like, I just simply could not believe that anybody cared enough about me. And therefore, I couldn't be open enough to change. It was tough. I did well. I did extremely well, but there was just this part of me that held back, that was unwilling to allow anybody to get close enough to really deal with some major issues that kept leading me back out to use.
So you walked away from this?
I walked away from everything. I was in a position of leadership at the time. I had some time under my belt, and bad day. Bad day, and I just walked away from everything.
Yeah, it really wasn't a bad day. That relapse starts a long time before that bad day hits.
Yeah.
Pardon me, I'm just very, very judgmental. I've got to work on that.
Yeah, you do.
So now, and you, Joel, you came into the program when?
The first time I came in was June 17th, 2011. I was there for about 35 days, and then I relapsed. But then my clean date has been July 17th, 2011 since.
Okay, very good.
Congratulations.
Very good. And Jonathan, you've been clean since
December 7th of 2012.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Good. What was the what are some of the rules? Do they change as you go through these different phases? They must. You must get a little bit more freedom. But do you have to have a sponsor? Do you have to attend meetings? Do you have to go to church? What do you have to do there?
Well, for the program and its structure, the program staff in itself is the sponsor, because the facilitators, the program staff, we're the ones guiding the clients through the steps.
For all the steps, or the first 3?
For the first, actually for the whole year now, there's been some
Okay.
changes. Just because, again, of the structure of the program. And the clients are going through lectures, classes, small groups, large groups, have outside like H&I meetings come in the beginning part, and then as they progress through the program, they start going and experiencing outside meetings, but still kind of more in a controlled environment. And you're correct. And as they progress through the program, we loosen the chain, so to speak. Right. They're able to have more freedoms and start going to outside meetings and things like that. And we definitely encourage to get a sponsor, a mentor, whatever the case may be, to help guide them after they leave the program. That which we all know, and we reiterate to the clients, is that we can't rely on our own judgment. What's the whole cliche? Our best thinking is what got us here to begin with, and it's very true.
Trish?
So, as far as working the steps is concerned, they have basically, for all intent and purposes, like a case manager, so to speak, that guides them through that process?
Yes.
Okay.
And also the facilitators, we also have peer mentors and interns, which is part of our recovery team.
Okay.
And they are actually clients who have already gone through the program
Right.
and come back to essentially do service work.
Okay.
So in our program, we're peer driven, and it is essentially one addict helping another.
Are they certified peer mentors, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Jonathan, what was your bottom, man? What drove you to the point where you just looked up and said, "I can't do this anymore"?
Jeez, I don't know. before I came to St. Mathews House, I was actually living under the building. There was 2 groups in that building, 2 clubhouses, one NA, one AA, and I was sleeping under the building, and I could not stop drinking, and I couldn't seem to get honest with myself. And
you were living under the building?
I was living under the building, and it was my son's 11th birthday, and the police stopped me one night, and that was the night. I was like, this is my son's birthday, and I'm crawling under a building because I can't stop drinking. Wow. And that was the one.
So you were digging your own bottom right there.
Yeah.
Literally under the building. And you, Joel?
I got to the point to where I didn't want to feel the pain anymore, and I just wanted it all to stop. And I didn't know how. I didn't want to physically die, but I wanted everything to stop. I didn't know how to do it. And so I got the help I needed.
Good for you. The program of Narcotics Anonymous says jails, institutions, and death, and I've suffered all 3. I say this a lot. I've been to jail numerous occasions. I'm a 5-time convicted felon, and I can't tell you how many misdemeanors. I've been in Lee County Jail more times than I know how many times. Institutions, I've been institutionalized. And death, I'm sitting here so you can tell I didn't die physically, but I died emotionally and spiritually over and over again. And one thing that we have in common, well, we have a lot of things in common, but one of the things we have in common is that we go through, or I go through, I'll use I statements, I go through that I'm only hurting myself, when the key to this whole thing is that I hurt the people I love and the people that love me over and over again. And that is the I don't know what a word. That is one of the terrible things about alcoholism and drug addiction.
Selfishness of it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. My mother died thinking that my problem was something she did wrong raising me, and she died before I got sober. So that's, anyway. So how do they, now if I want to come to Justin's house, we'll use Justin's house because that's the program for the addict and the alcoholic, right? The St. Mathews place is to feed the homeless, to give you clothes, sort of an outreach, correct?
It's all that. There's structured recovery in St. Mathews House as well, but Justin's place is specifically geared towards a rigorous, structured 12-month program.
What funds Justin's place?
Donors.
Okay.
We're all donor funded.
But you have thrift store?
No government support. We have the thrift store, which is also, all that comes from our donors. The catering, they buy out their own food, and the money that's generated supports programs. So, because we don't take government funding, we have the ability to have that individualized care. So, say Joel comes in, whether it's St. Mathews House or Justin's place, we don't have to be dictated on how long he can stay. He can get the help that he needs.
Okay, I think this is a wonderful job. What we'd like to do with both St. Mathews House and Justin's place is I see a group of men from your facility on Friday nights often. I'm a team member of this recovery ministry that's on Friday nights at Grace United Methodist Church here in Lee County, and I see a group of your guys up there. In fact, did we meet, you and I, there? No? Then I met somebody. I don't know who it was. But what we'd like to do is invite you back and bring the clients that are there. I want a whole room full of people from your facility.
And fill it up.
And fill it up. And what I want to do is I want to have somebody that's been there a week, then somebody that's been there for 30 days, and somebody that's been there for 6 months, and somebody that's been there for a year, and have them all up here talking. I think that'd be an awesome thing to do. Cool. And we just we will support you in the best we can. We'll put a link on our website. Is there anything you'd like to say before we go to our next break?
Yeah. Don't pick up no matter what.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan and Joel from Justin's Place, St. Mathews House. You're listening to Rated R for Recovery and RatedR4Recovery.com. When we come back from the next commercial break, we'll have musical entertainment for your dining and dancing pleasure here at Studio 7 and Cafe and Coffee Company. And we'll have the tremendous sounds of Freesum. Now, don't get excited. I said Freesum, F-R-E-E. You're listening to Rated R for Recovery and RatedR4Recovery.com.
Everyone needs cool air in Florida. So, if your AC needs maintenance or replacing, call the professionals now at Cool Air Air Conditioning and Heating. 239-275-7077. Maintenance calls are only $29, and financing is available for new systems. Visit their virtual service center online for more details, plus comments from their satisfied customers. Call Cool Air now, 239-275-7077 to schedule an appointment. Remember, in Southwest Florida, you can stay cool with Cool Air.
Not everyone has the luck of the Irish. If a friend or family member is in trouble, call Shamrock Bail Bonds. Put our number into your phone, 239-332-2245, 239-332-2245, or go online at gobailmeout.com. Shamrock Bail Bonds provides fast, reliable service. Shamrock Bail Bonds, 1528 Broadway, downtown Fort Myers. Look for the Shamrock, and maybe luck will be on your side.
Get your sweet on at CW Fudge Factory. With more than 20 varieties of fudge and even more hand-dipped chocolates made on site, you are sure to find a flavor you like. Not sure about a flavor? Try a free sample. Need a chocolate platter or a gift basket featuring local gifts and novelties for a special occasion? We have those too. CW Fudge Factory, open every day, located at 4548 Pine Island Road in Matlacha, across from the post office. Visit CW Fudge Factory and get your sweet on.
Everyone knows if you want to catch fish, you got to use the right bait. Crazy Lure is Cape Coral's premier saltwater and freshwater bait and tackle shop, featuring the best name brands in soft plastics, hard baits, and terminal tackle, plus the largest selection of fresh and frozen baits. And Crazy Lure is your fishing license headquarters, new, out-of-state, or renewals. Open every day at 6 a.m. Crazy Lure, just off Cape Coral Parkway, 4849 Vincent Street in the Cape. Before you hit the water, go crazy at Crazy Lure Bait and Tackle.
That's going to leave a mark. But not if you bring your vehicle to D-Hab, your automotive rehab. Your one-stop shop for all auto body work and paint. No job too big or small. With over 25 years experience, D-Hab can make your vehicle look like the accident never happened. D-Hab, your automotive rehab, is located at 2534 Highland Street, one block off Edison Avenue in Fort Myers. So if you have a scratch, ding, dent, or bent, call D-Hab, your automotive rehab at 332-1813.
Have you been considering a kitchen renovation or bathroom remodeling? There's no one better to call than the professionals at Honey's Construction. Value, beauty, and functionality. Get the right design for your kitchen or bathroom and add significant value to your home. Call Honey's Construction today at 229-4934 for a free in-home consultation. Honey's Construction's purpose and mission is to fulfill dreams and to be grateful for the many blessings we enjoy each and every day. 229-4934. Get the taste of home while eating out. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering. Open daily for breakfast and lunch and located at 2400 First Street in downtown Fort Myers. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering specializes in homemade soups, salads, sandwiches, and desserts. And Gwendolyn's has been rated 5 stars by Urban Spoon and Yelp. Get the taste of home while dining out. Or let us bring the taste of home to your home with our free delivery. Gwendolyn's Cafe and Catering, 2400 First Street, downtown Fort Myers.
Every Friday night at 6:45 p.m., experience Celebrate Recovery at Grace Church at 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral. The purpose of Celebrate Recovery is to encourage fellowship and to celebrate God's healing power in our lives as we work our way along the road to recovery. By working through the 12 steps and 8 principles of Celebrate Recovery, we grow spiritually and we are freed from our hurts, habits, and hang-ups. Celebrate Recovery every Friday night at 6:45 p.m. at Grace Church, 13 Southeast 21st Place in Cape Coral.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254.
Bust a gut laughing at Off the Hook Comedy Club inside Captain Brian's Seafood and Raw Bar. For tickets, call 239-389-6900. That's 389-6900. Or visit OffTheHookComedy.com. Off the Hook Comedy Club inside Captain Brian's Seafood and Raw Bar. Enjoy the best raw bar in Southwest Florida at a menu of delicious entrees like juicy prime rib and the best seafood, period. Located at 599 South Collier Boulevard, Suite 218 on Marco Island, across from the Hilton Hotel. Visit offthehookcomedy.com.
J&J Appliance Repair, Inc. is a Christ-centered company of 3 years. We operate our company using God's golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. That is honestly, dependably, and as quickly as possible at a fair price. That's just what we do. With 30-plus years experience, we keep updated through continuing education. We repair all makes and models, as well as install dishwashers and hot water tanks. There's vent cleaning, which includes the dryer. We're family-owned and operated, insured, licensed, and service Lee County. Call 239-440-4452.
When it comes to your vehicle, 2 words are all that really matters: reliable and honest. And that is AJ Auto Repair. Located at 15580 McGregor Boulevard in Fort Myers, AJ Auto Repair has been servicing Lee County for over 20 years. Stop in anytime for a free estimate, like us on Facebook, or call us at 432-2882. That's 432-2882. Remember, for fast, friendly, reliable, honest service, it's AJ Auto Repair. AJ Auto Repair, your one-stop auto repair headquarters. Honest and reliable. Are you a friend or even a family member or just someone you know looking to buy a home in this tropical paradise? From first-time home buyer to investor, Tiffany Packard has the resources you need to guide you through the purchasing process. Perhaps you have a home you're considering selling or would like to know the value of. Maybe you want to build your dream home and watch as your vision becomes reality. Tiffany Packard can help you with all your real estate needs. Call Tiffany Packard at Myloft Abashan, 542-1075. That's 542-1075, or email Tiffany at myloftabashanrealty.com.
Feeling alone? Feeling lost? Feeling helpless? We're here to help.
Whiskey bottles and brand new cars, oak beer in my way. There's too much coke and too much smoke. Look what's going on inside you. Ooh, that smell. Can't you smell that smell? Ooh, that smell. The smell of gas around you.
Welcome back to Rated R for Recovery and RatedRforRecovery.com. Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting each and every week live from Studio 7 Cafe and Coffee Company. Trish, do I sound like a sportscaster?
Not too bad.
Okay. All right. So that is what we do here. So each and every week we invite you, the studio audience, to be part of our show. We have Brian Edwards, an attorney, coming on, and he'll answer your legal questions. Next week, hopefully, we have Tammy, a recovering addict alcoholic who's very active in recovery, and Miss Beverly from After the Rain, which is a woman's house in Lee County, Florida. Now, we're heard round the world, and you can hear us at www.ratedrforrecovery.com. Each and every week, we are blessed to have a talented musical group that will perform for us. And tonight, let's talk to them about what they're going to play for us first. This is Freesum, so give them a nice round of applause. Where did you come up with the name?
Thank you. Well, if you break it down, Freesum, S-U-M, it means total freedom.
Oh, it does. So if I look up that, there's a word in the dictionary, F-R-E-E-S-U-M?
There might be in the Urban Dictionary, but no, I just mean, I just mean if you break down the root of each word, free, freesome, total freedom.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. What are you going to do for us right now?
We're going to do a Jack White song called Love Interruption, and it might not be what you're expecting.
Okay, have at it.
All right.
Freesum, ladies and gentlemen.
I want love to roll me over slowly and stick a knife inside of me and twist it all around. I want love to grab my fingers gently, slam them in a doorway, and I want love to murder my own mother and take her off to somewhere like hell or up above. And I want love to change my friends to enemies, change my friends to enemies, show me how it's all my fault. And I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, and interrupt me. I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, or interrupt me. I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, or interrupt me anymore. And I want love to walk right up and bite me, grab a hold of me and fight me and leave me dying on the ground. And I want love to split my mouth wide open, cover up my ears and never let me hear a sound. And I want love to forget how you offended me, how you have defended me when everybody put me down. And I want love to change my friends to enemies, change my friends to enemies, show me how it's all my fault. And I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, and interrupt me. I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, and interrupt me. I won't let love disrupt, corrupt, and interrupt me anymore. Thank you.
You're listening to Rated R for Recovery and ratedrforrecovery.com. Would you guys do one more song for us?
Sure.
All right. What's this one?
Do you want to do Better Together? Better Together. All right. This is,
All right.
So a lot of people know this song. Some people don't. Let's test you out. 1, 2, 1, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no combination, no words I can put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I could try for your heart. It's not always easy and sometimes life can be deceiving. But I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. And all of these moments just might find their way into my dreams tonight. And I know that they'll be gone when the morning light sings and brings new things. For tomorrow night you see, 'cause they'll be gone too. So many things that we gotta do now. I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep and when I wake. And when I wake up, pretty, sleeping next to me. But there's not enough time, and there are no songs that I could sing, and there is no combination of words I could say, but I will still tell you one thing: we're better together. Love is the answer, at least for most of the questions in my heart. Like, why are we here? Where do we go? And how come it's so hard? It's not always easy, and sometimes life can be deceiving. But I'll tell you one thing: it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable singing styles and playing styles of Freesum. Give them another round of applause.
Thank you guys for having us out. Really.
Make sure that you visit Studio 7 Cafe and Coffee Company. There's always something going on, and you can see the banner that's on the screens up here. We are Rated R for Recovery. We broadcast every Wednesday night live. So what I'd like you to do is, if you will, is go home and contact us on the Facebook, like us on the Facebook, and pass us around. And make sure that you go to our website, www.ratedrforrecovery.com. You can comment on there. There's a place that you can find men and women sober houses, and a link to all our sponsors as well. Once again, join us next week, each and every Wednesday night. Bring a friend. You've been listening, and you have been watching Rated R for Recovery and ratedrforrecovery.com. Stay sober, my friends.
Good night, everybody.